Listen, I tried, okay? I tried to find a way to allow this child to have more than one copy of herself, and I just gave up. It broke my brain completely, okay? Welcome to my channel, everyone, where D&D characters make me suffer. The messenger that was split into 1,000 forms. Tribbie, the holy maiden from Yanisopolis. The Chrysos heir who stole the core flame of passage, and the one who spread the prophecy of the flame chase journey across Amphorius. I will admit, Tribbie is probably the character that I struggled the most to figure out. Not just because of her kit, but also the splitting yourself into different parts kind of thing, you know? I know a lot of people want to play her as 3 people, but there's also the issue of what the DM would think if you rock up with a character that is technically 3 characters and you have 3 different character sheets for them, and what the other players would also say about it as well. It wouldn't be fair to allow you to have 3 characters when other players only have 1. It does feel kind of like cheating. So to work around it, I did something. I do apologize if this isn't what you guys signed up for, but again, it's all about the fairness of the game and how you can actually play this character as accurately as possible in the frame of D&D. Sadly, no, I'm not giving you 3 characters, but I am gonna try and flavor some things to fit the vibe of Tribbie. Enough of me pulling my own hair out now. Let's get to the fun part. Here it is. This came to me in a dream. Astral Elf. I'm not kidding, by the way, this actually did come to me in a dream. I thought it would be an interesting addition to the story. Astral Elves left the Feywild to become closer to their gods. One of a small clan of them settled in Faerun at some point in time, and they created a city for themselves to worship their gods. At some point, the city was destroyed by spreading darkness across the land, and the lost of their kind began to wander the world on her own. Or maybe not completely on her own, I guess. Astral elves have many traits that are similar to regular elves in D&D. They have dark vision, they have advantages against being charmed, they have proficiency in perception, and they don't need to sleep and get the benefits of meditation like regular elves would. Though they also get additional abilities, such as being able to teleport 30 feet into an unoccupied space like an Eladrin. You can use this ability a number of times, equal to your proficiency bonus, by the way. And you get a free cantrip, which I chose to be Sacred Flame, cause it's a fun nod to the Flame Chase journey, so why not? As for classes, I won't lie. I could have gone 2 ways with this. I could have gone full into Tribbie's abilities within the lore itself, or I could have gone with her combat abilities mainly. I'm saying this cause a friend of mine mentioned to me that I could have leveled her in Wizard and given her access to the spell Dimension Door, which is literally her ability in the story, opening gates and such and teleporting across the world with her power. But I didn't want to make her a wizard though. I didn't like the subclasses that came with it. It didn't feel very Tribbie, if that makes sense. And I really wanted to give her a canon. So I'm bringing this up so you guys know that there is another option for Tribbie out there. If you want to play her in a more lore accurate way, if you want to put it that way. You just need to switch out the Artificer class and swap it in for Wizard instead. I would recommend Mage of Lorehold, so you can turn the Ancient Companion into Trian or Trinan. But that's just how I would go about it. Anyway though, for the path that I did give her, I gave her 4 levels in Cleric, and of course 3 levels in Artificer. Just for my own fun here. For her Cleric side I could have gone with many choices, but I decided to go with the Ambition domain. Gale Decarios is going to be haunting me for the rest of my days. But for Tribbie, or well, Tribbie specifically, I thought about the fact that she is a key figure of the Flame Chase journey, the one who spread the prophecy across the lands, and the one who shattered herself for the sake of the core flame. I felt like all Chrysos heirs are very ambitious. The fact that they are willing to walk the path of the Flame Chase journey, even if it meant sacrificing themselves to it. And Tribbie herself is the greatest example of it. So the ambition domain comes with quite a few abilities at level 4. Of course you have your cleric spells, which we will discuss later, but the first level you literally get the ability to blind people that get in your way. So long as the attacker is 30 feet from you and you can see them, you can use your reaction to use your divine light to cause them to have disadvantage against an attack against you. You can use this ability as many times equal to your wisdom modifier, and this ability won't work if the attacker is immune to being blinded. And at 2nd level, you get your channel divinity, allowing you to create an illusory image of yourself. This duplicate can last for 1 minute, or until you lose your concentration on holding up the illusion. They can be summoned into an unoccupied space 30 feet from you, and they must stay at an 120 range from you at all times. For the duration of the spell, you can cast magic through the illusion, but you have to use your own senses to do so. Additionally, if there is a creature 5 feet between you and the illusion, you get advantage against the creature if the illusion is distracting it somehow. As for Artificer class, I picked Artillerist for her and gave her some fun infusions to use. Repeating Shot, which gives a +1 to attack rolls to any ranged weapons that your party may have. You also ignore any loading properties that a ranged weapon might have with magical ammunitions, all for the fun of it. Also enhance Arcane Focus, which gives a +1 to any spell attack rolls, and you can ignore half cover with this ability. Replicate magical item because bag of holdings are just great. You can flavor it as Tribbie summoning a portal that you can chuck your items into, or something like that. And of course Homunculus Servant, which you can flavor to be either Trian or Trinen if you want to. To be fair, this is for role-playing purposes only, not for actual combat with this flavoring. Here are the stats for Homunculus Servants. Use it wisely as you wish. Anyway, an artillerist gets their own special spell list, and you get proficiency in wood carving tools for some reason. And the reason I wanted to pick this class specifically for Tribbie is the Eldritch Cannon. It has an 18 AC, immune to poison and psychic damage, can be healed using mending, and though the ability checks are kinda mediocre, it doesn't matter, it goes kaboom. You can read through the description if you want, and here are the choices for Eldritch Cannons that you can use. For ability scores, well, as an Astral Elf you can add +1s to 3 of your scores, or a +2 and a +1 to 2 scores. That is up to you to choose for her, and I will not dictate what you think is best for her. For me anyway, I would make it that her wisdom is her highest score, and then intelligence, then constitution, charisma, dexterity, and then strength will be her lowest stat. For her background, I didn't really think much about it. I chose Acolyte for her because she's the holy maiden of Yanosopolis, and I kind of wanted to bring that in somehow. Similarly, I gave her Warcaster as her feat because of her experience in the Flame Chase journey. The feat gives her advantages on Constitution saving throws, which helps her maintain her spell concentration. It allows you to use spells that usually need a somatic component without needing to do so, and you can use spells on opportunity attacks against enemies rather than smacking them without magic, which is always nice for a spellcaster with no strength. For languages, I picked Celestial, Sylvan, and Elvish, mainly because she's technically an elf, and because of her communication with the Titans in Amphorius. For her proficiencies, of course there's the wood carving thing, and I also gave her calligraphy tools, as a small reference to her being a messenger in Amphorius, cause that Dimension Door thing kind of still upsets me a little. As for her skills, I picked Arcana, Medicine, and History. I felt like those are some skills that she might have learned as a child from her mother, when she was preparing her to become the next Holy Maiden. And finally, her spells. Dear mercy, this is a list. As I've said before, these are just my personal picks for her, and even then, there are other ways of building her that could suit your playstyle much better than this one. Take these with a grain of salt, and I only hope that it's interesting enough for you guys to ponder over. And if not, change them however you like to something that would suit you better. Anyway, first things first, mending of course. It'll help with keeping your cannons up for longer and cause some chaos on the battlefield. Next are the spells that I feel like make sense the most for a harmony character, and for a wise and fun character that is Tribbie. Some of them are from her classes themselves, and others are just the ones that I picked because I thought it would be fun. Cheerful Song, Guidance, Lesser Restoration, Zone of Truth, Cure Wounds, and Sanctuary. Quite the list there, I won't lie. I also gave her Message cause, you know, she's the messenger, so. Shocking Grasp is a spell for our opportunity attacks, Spiritual Weapon because it can come in handy at some point, and it's always fun to bonk people from far away. Fairy Fire, Guiding Bolt, and Detect Magic are just spells that I thought would be useful when dealing with your enemies, as a Cleric Artificer mix, of course. Anyway, there are a lot of other spells out there for you to choose from, but these are the ones that I picked out for now. I don't want to linger too long on this part of the video, cause it might just go on forever. So let's move on to her equipment for now. Just because I know how these things go, I recommend giving her a light crossbow. It's just in case it's needed, you know. If you run out of spell slots or your cannon goes down, it's a good idea to have another option out there just in case. And just for flavoring, you could add a cute bag on her. That's just for some roleplay reasons, where you can actually play out as a mail carrier or something, helping deliver letters to your companions or across villages or cities. I think it would be really cute to play out. But outside of that, it's time to write her little backstory. Is this going to go well? Don't judge me too harshly about this, but I had to change a few little things to make it a little more interesting for myself. It's not very accurate to her actual story, but I really wanted to try something here. I hope it's fine, and I hope you guys enjoy the story either way. Here it is. Her mother once said that 3 gods looked down upon her the day of her birth, that each of them blessed her little babe with the beauty and brightness that surpassed the expectations of her elders entirely. They gave her the name of 3, the prophetess of the verdant lands, the messenger of 3 gods, and the holy maiden that would bring forth a brighter tomorrow for their people. And yet, even with such kind words given to her as a blessed child, they still shunned her the day she foresaw the darkness from the east, consuming their lands and destroying the light that they once desperately worshipped. She lies about her intentions. She wishes us to cower in fear, but we, the people, have the power to push back the evil that corrupted our lands. They cheered at once, ignoring the words of their beloved maiden. Innocent blood is going to be spilled upon the land. Please, please, I beg of you. You have to believe me. Her words were drowned out, and she finally understood what they had warned to her. The prophetess of the verdant lands. She walked through the empty temple. The people had long since fled, after the darkness began to seep through the cracks of the city walls. The messenger of the 3 gods. She made her way up towards a shrine that had held an ancient artifact that was as old as the city itself, sitting idle for generations, forgotten by those who once worshipped it, as if it were a god itself, the Holy Maiden of Tomorrow. But it wasn't an artifact, was it? She felt it warm in her hands, as she held it close to her chest. She felt her blood seep through her white dress, as she burned from the radiating light of the future that she desperately reached for. The only way to save them, the only way that I can bring forth the tomorrow that they trusted to me, is for this heart to beat once again within this forsaken city. Mother, we understand now your grievances that day. We believed that this prophecy would unite our kingdoms together, that our gift would be the offering needed to give the people hope and salvation. But the darkness keeps creeping closer to us. The only way we were able to halt its progress was to sacrifice us to the flames. The first time they were spotted outside of the once verdant lands was in an unremarkable city by a seamstress who was opening her dress shop in the early hours of a shivering winter morning. She saw what she believed to be a young elf girl skipping her way across the street dressed in a flowy white dress with blue and white flower clips pinned in her hair. She looked cheerful, as if she was the most carefree girl in the world. And yet, when the girl locked eyes with the seamstress, her expression seemed to change from a joyous smile to a seriousness no child should have in their eyes. Do not fret yourself, it is not our time yet. Rest easy for now, and we'll be back soon. She spoke so curtly, before she quickly ran down the street, disappearing into the emptiness as quickly as she had appeared. The seamstress did not even know what to make of what she had witnessed. Such a strange-looking girl, and yet her words sent an uneasy chill down her spine for the rest of the day. She was a girl who was given the name of Three, the one who sacrificed herself to the flames, to hold the evil in the world for as long as she could, splitting herself into pieces, to protect the world with what was left of her broken self, and yet they wondered if they will forever be lost because of it. If it was worth it all, if it meant the darkness would not sink further into their world. Tribbie, do you see? Mother is waiting for us on the other side. She will always be waiting for us to reach her when we are finished with our duties here. Once the prophetess finish her duties for the day, then they shall retire their script and finally rest to watch the sunrise on a bright, brilliant tomorrow. One day, Tribbie, that day will come, but for now, our journey is not over yet. Was it worth it? Was it worth it all? I'm just glad I got through it all. Thanks for sticking around for it though. I don't remember if I tried to pull for Tribbie or not. I think I tried and gave up because I ran out of pulls in a matter of seconds. Might I add, I only had 30 pulls then, but honestly, it was my fault. But you know, sometimes you have to have faith in yourself and just hope against the world. But anyway, this is what I have for her. And all I can say after all of that is, just be nice to your DM, okay? Just be nice to them. At least I didn't make her into 3 kobolds in a trench coat. You know, that was another option that I had. But anyway, thank you guys for sticking around, and I'm grateful for all the support you guys have given this channel. Like and subscribe if you like, and of course, see you all tomorrow. Take care.